Today, sign curses.
Yeah, I work with Mr. Carter in my job now. They cool with me, but I can tell they get it cool with other.
Shalom, shalom, y'all surrounded. People here like to talk something home. Let's get out here, talk something down for Babylon the Great. First things first, you know, first story two. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Rahakadah. So he's returns to the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom, you the brothers living the truth. Shalom, you brothers and sisters listening and studying each other proof. Shalom. Come out to talk to you today. We're going to talk about something that's like going out right now, a big controversy. You know, all the little heathens talk, and there's a big cut to plantation Christianity is that only Israel is going to get salvation through Yahweh Shah. Only Israel has the opportunity to repent. And that starts with so-called African Americans, so-called Native Americans, and so-called Hispanics. Those make up the 12 tribes of Israel. They're the only ones who are going to get on those chairs to see salvation through Yahweh Shah, contrary to worldly belief. You know, then you got a lot of men in Israel who think that if I got a heathen woman, then I can save that heathen woman. No, man, she's not getting on no charity. You're not saving no heathen woman, man. There's 12 gates for a reason. Yahweh Shah is only dealing with his people, and his people pertains to the 12 tribes of Israel. That's it. Ain't no, I've heard people talk about, oh, they can be grafted in, or the heathen can be saved if she got an Israelite husband. No, man. She's not getting on no chair. Especially like, I feel like really if you got like a heathen woman that's an Edomite, hey, you might want to check yourself. Because now you're in the crosshairs of Isaiah 13 and 15. Now you're joined unto Esau, you know, particularly through his woman. So that ain't really a good look right there. So check it out. It's Sirach 17 and 17. When the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a rule over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. So Yahweh Shah is only dealing with Israel. Those are the only ones that come into repentance. Those are the only ones he's dealing with on salvation. He's looking to uplift his people in order to rule the earth in righteousness. What's that? Ruling from the 12 thrones? That's what's going to rule the earth in a minute. It's not going to be no heathens, you know, going to pop in like, oh, yeah, I read the word and think they're going to get beaten up on a chariot. That's not about to happen, man. Yahweh Shah knows what his is. Now, you will have Israelites who look like heathens, but their bloodline will go back to the heathen nation. That's the speckled bird doctrine, according to Jeremiah 12 and 9. So it's not by the looks, it's by the spirit that we've been gathered through the word. So if you got a brother that looks like you have some that look like Moabites, some that look like Edomites, some that look like Hamites, but they'll be, you know, from the seed of Israel because we've been scattered throughout the other nations and our seed is mixed in with them. And everything is by the seed line, man. So your seed can go back to Israel, especially when this word resonates with you. Yahweh Shah know how he doing this. He got back his people. You know? So your spirit, you might look like a heathen, but you might have the spirit for Israel because your seed line goes back to Israel. Like I said, we mix in with these other nations. But the Most High is not dealing with these other nations. He's not about to put an unclean thing, which these heathens, in a clean thing. Which starting out with the whole, because Yahweh Shah about to do a reset, a global reset. You know, us belong to Esau. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 14 and 7. It says, oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion when the Lord restore his captive people. Jacob will rejoice and Israel will be glad.
You hear that? He said, hey, he's going to restore Israel. To restore Israel, you got to get what? You got to gather up Israel. You can't gather up no Moabite, no Hamite, and then think they going to, carry the law.
He said the Lord will restore his captive people. So You're talking about the people that was once in captive, that was brought over here and changed in bondage, like Deuteronomy 28 said in the 68th verse, and up something.
Starting primarily with the southern tribes. You got Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. They went in by what? Slave ship, translated slave trade. That's how they went in, just like the scripture said in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Then you also got the northern tribe. They went in captivity through the conquistadors. The Spaniards, they put them in captivity. All of Israel's been in captivity, man, throughout, I want to say 7 captivities, I want to say, we done been through. People been conquering us, and that's because what? We offended Yahweh Shah by not following the laws and the commandments. Therefore, like you said in Deuteronomy 28, you're going to go into captivity. The most out one line right there. So our people, we had to go through these captivities, getting beat down, downtrodden, getting called by words, everything stole, the women getting stolen, all of that, those sorts, all the afflictions. We had to go through a lot of afflictions. We had to go through for prophecy's sake, because he said if you don't follow these laws and commandments, that you're going to go through these curses. So right now, we had to go through those curses. We're still going through curses now, but now we're coming up out of that. Now he's gathering his heritage. Yahweh Shah is gathering Israel, called by his name. Yahshua gathering them back up and cleaning ourselves up to come back to our heritage. Now we're looking for salvation. We came in by slave ships. We're going to leave out through spaceships, which are called chariots. That's how he's going to gather us up. That's the new spiritual ark. How you going to gather people up to avoid the second death, which is that thermonuclear fallout that's soon to happen. And we're witnessing that, man. And it's real magnificent witnessing the works of Yahweh Shah. He's using a word, a book of writings from ancient Israelites, our people, who have been inspired through the Ruach HaKodesh to write the book. He preserved it, using our enemy, and now we're reading this book, and we're coming back to our heritage. Our culture and customs have been kept, documented for us, translated in the language of whatever language you're in captivity with. This Bible is translated in every language. This is the #1 book on the face of the planet of Earth. That's why I'm looking at our people like, you ain't thinking some power in this book. They're trying to burn this book, get rid of this book, but yet it's still here. #1 book sold. Every language, everywhere. I'm a woman, I would say Alabama. It's on every coffee table in the Jake's house, all in every store.
Every dashboard of a car.
See, hey, it's power in this book, man. It's the living document. And this right here is our way back to Yahweh Shah, because it captures the spirit of Yahweh Shah. So through this word, he's gathering us back up. And the ones that got the spirit, Ruach HaKodesh in them real strong, we're coming back to our heritage. We're learning the do's and the don'ts. We're learning about our power. We not know his mindset, what he requires of us, what he like, what he don't like. And here we are. And it is a very beautiful thing. And like I say, Esau, this don't apply to Esau. He ain't supposed to have the book. He the son of perdition. That's why, hey, ain't no way in the world I can listen to some Edomite try to preach me the book and try to tell me about my language and my heritage. He gonna try to tell me. That's why planting Christianity is so off. Because that's Esau's interpretation in order to throw you off and put you in darkness. And he does that so where you'll be offended in your own power. That's why we got a lot of our women going into witchcraft. Because they got that fantastic Christianity and it turned them off and it made them deviate. He scattered the sheep. He took the word, he perverted it, and he scattered the sheep and made them go into Islam. He made them go into Hotel Kemetic, witchcraft, and now we come with the truth doctrine, because they've been tainted so bad this book, they're like, oh, the white man wrote that. I ain't listening to that. No, that's the white man book. Now, knowing if you read it with the true understanding, you see Esau ain't got nothing to do with this book. It condemns Esau. When you read this book and getting the true interpretation, you read Esau's rights. Dead to rights. You read like, hey, y'all coming for you, buddy. And you're going into slavery. Basically telling him he about to serve a prison sentence. And it's going to be a forever prison sentence. At least 1,000-year prison sentence. See, he's done away with. Then you learn hell is rich for Esau. He's the son of perdition. He's the one going to get him. Because when we get our kingdom, it's going to be his hell. So, Esau is talking about you going to hell. If you don't give up all your money and pay tithes to me, you going to hell. Like, now hell for you, buddy. You son of perdition. You don't have a place of repentance, according to your forefather Esau. So, Edomite shouldn't even be handling this book. You know, that right there is a crime in my eyes, but definitely even like you trying to pull out scriptures. That's very offensive to me, you know. And then you like everything Esau do, he touched and he converted the whole gospel. Got you really what he did was he pulled Greek mythology into the word. That's what he did. You know, the virgin birth and all that other kind of hypocrisy the devil done put out his mouth. But the truth is up. Now you have a shout with the true prophet, true interpretation going out. Because now, hey, salvation is right around the corner. Check it, I got a precept that's gonna prove once again, hey, that John 3:16 don't apply no more at all. And we're gonna break that down. Lord willing, as we continue this lesson. This is Isaiah 44:1. Yet not heard, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. So Yahweh Shashai has a chosen people that's special and dear to him. He's not dealing with all the nations on a certain level. Like with the true interpretation of the Bible, realize other nations made just to be servants. When you really think about it, because we're gonna need a workforce in the kingdom. Esau gonna get done away with. When Esau get done away with, hey, these other nations got to stand the next king. They got to carry out the workforce. That's why they were created. Because in the kingdom, you have to have a ruling class, you have to have a servant class. So the heathen was born just to serve us. Now I understand their purpose. Now I understand their place. You see, that'd be offensive to these heathens that's in plantation Christianity want to hear the word. They're like, oh no, Jesus for everybody. Everybody can be saved. But saved, neither Jew nor free. Everybody can be saved. But they don't understand that. Like our people went to captivity. They went to captivity to Rome. You know, they went into following the ways of the heathen. So when Apostle Paul was talking to the people, he's calling them Gentiles. They were Israelite Gentiles. Just like you can do that with nowadays. Our people now call themselves what? Black African Americans. Our people think they Gentiles. They don't know. They know, man. You the real Jew. Not them people over there in Israel calling themselves Jewish. You gotta look at the name, Jewish. Ish mean you are like, but you are not. So they telling you they're not the real Jews. We the real Jews. If you're from the tribe of Judah, they not. You know, them the imposters who's been lying and deceiving the whole world and using that to get our heritage. But now the truth is out. Now the criminals been caught red-handed. That's why they're trying to scramble. That's why they were trying to get Ukraine cleared out so they can go into there. Because now they got to get out of Israel. They really running for cover. Because now their cover's been blown.
Actually, if you heard on that, where Apostle Paul was teaching to the Gentile, there's two different meanings of the Gentile. And just like I just said, the Gentiles are the Israelite foreigners who look like the other heathen nations. That's who Apostle Paul was pretty much preaching to. And you have the Gentiles who are the straight heathens, just like Esau, Edom, you know, Hamite, Elam, and all of those. Those are the Gentiles that's not going to receive this inheritance. Okay? That's what the natural Gentile. All right, so you got it. I just want to back you up on that.
Okay, hey, this is Jerome Yasserala, Shalom, Pop. You pulled out something good. This is Psalm 50, and I want to pull out 16. And it reads, but unto the wicked, Yahweh says, what hast thou do to declare my statutes, and that thou shouldst take my covenant in thy mouth? So Yahweh was questioning the wicked, which Esau Edom, like, oh, you gonna take up my statutes and commandments? What you doing to make a covenant? I didn't make a covenant with you. I made a covenant with Israel. I see, that's why he said I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When he said Jacob, hey, they cut out all these other nations. They cut out Moab. They cut out Ishmael. And they cut out Esau. Because, yeah, they came out Seth, you know, and Esau came out of Isaac. But you didn't come out of Jacob. That's why I like how he ended it with Jacob. Because they made it, that Jacob's name turned to Israel. And they made it specific on who he dealing with. That's why you got Esau in the pool pit. You know, I'm about to break down and always giving bad breakdowns too. Horrible breakdowns. Like straight darkness, man. Esau had you way in left field bugged out listening to this little BS he put, man. You know? And like the most I said right there, what does the wicked have, you know, with the covenant with the wicked? He didn't make a covenant with the wicked. He made a covenant with the righteous, with Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. You can read what's that? Revelation. We break down the gates, it'll be 12,000 for each gate. You know?
I got to preach that to back you up. It's actually going to back up both of y'all. This is Joel chapter 3 in verse, I'm going to start at the top in verse 1. The point is actually in 4. And it says, "For behold, in those days, in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah in Jerusalem." All right, and that breaks down what the Aki brought out, what God brought out earlier in verse 2. "And I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among nations and parted my land." And he said, "And they have cast a lot for my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink." Verse 4 is the point. And it says, "And yeah, and what have ye?" He said, "Yeah, and yet, what have ye that to do with me, O Tyre, and Zidon, and all the coasts of the Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? For if ye recompense me swiftly, speedily, will I return the recompense upon your head." All right, he said, yeah, so what did you to have to do to me, old Tyree? So this is more proof right here that the other nation is not going to receive a inheritance, because he said he's going to recompense upon their head. So those Hamites that first sold us into slavery, they're going to receive a recompense by Yahweh Shah. Okay, and in verse 2 right here, this is Joel chapter 3 and 2. He said, "I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat," which is basically the war that's gonna happen, "and will plead with them for my people." And the people is Yahweh, is Yahshua, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and your Native American that have been scattered. As you read on, it said, "For my people, the heritage whom they have scattered, and part of the nation and part of my land." So that's right. That's more proof to basically say that this nation is, this salvation is for the Israelites. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, hey, I got it right here. Let's go another thing too. This is right straight up to the point. This is Isaiah 40:15 to prove that Yahweh Shah doesn't care about the other nation. He cares about Israel. This is Isaiah 40:15. "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as small dust of the valley. Behold, he taketh the isles as a very little thing. And Babylon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity." You think that? Hey, all nations before him are counted as nothing. Both eyes on the specific nation, and that's the nation of Israel, is who he's dealing with. Right now we're being chastised. Right now we're being refined. Right now he's showing us, he's grooming us to get back to our heritage, grooming us to be kings and priests once again, so that we can rule in righteousness. To rule in righteousness, to be a good judge, you got to see what wickedness looks like. So he let Esau rule. That way, when we get the kingdom, we'll appreciate it much better. Because now it's like we're in prison. We're serving a prison sentence, and we don't like it. We don't like it at all. The ones of us that are wise, because he said what? Oppression make a wise man mad. So this oppression is pissing us off, man. The ones of us that have wisdom. And we are longing for the kingdom of Yahweh Shah. Therefore, we can get righteousness and we can get order and harmony. That's what we're looking forward to. So he put all this drama had to carry out in order to drive that point home. Because if we didn't go through this, we wouldn't appreciate the kingdom like that. We wouldn't know. So all this drama, he had to refine us. He had to pull us through the mud, clean us up. That way, when we get the kingdom now, hey, the first fruits, hey, we're going to appreciate that. And we ain't going to let this devil rule for nothing. We're going to keep that devil in subjection. We're going to rule with a rod of iron. Because we already know what the devil can do if you let him in power. First fruits going to know that. So we ain't going to allow that, man. That's why, hey, this first fruits, hey, that's very precious right there. First fruits, they done been through the fire. That's why we go through this adversity. So the ones that's going to establish the kingdom going to know better not to let Esau in rulership. Ain't going to be no, well, I'm going to let this devil rule with me. Nah, we ain't going to allow that at all. You already know this devil's capable of, And as the little ones come up behind us, they're going to have the law in the inward parts. They're going to keep the tradition. We're not going to go off at them. We're not going to offend no more once we get in the kingdom of heaven. Once the kingdom of heaven gets established. Because it's going to be established with the wisest of our people, of our nation, are going to be part of the first fruits. kind of push it back up. You got that point even further. But this is a direct cut. All those people that said we all come from Adam, right? So this is second Ezra chapter 6 and 56. And it says, now for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Ooh, that's perfect. That goes with I just put on Isaiah. That's hey, they both go together, man. He say they don't care about the other nations, man. They like spit. They spit on the ground. Like, man, you ain't worth nothing, man. And see, when you call the truth, that's why it's so controversial. Now you see why people didn't like Yahweh Shah. Because he's bringing that truth out there. He's just looking like, well, I thought I had a place, and you telling me now I'm condemned, and I got to go in slavery. We like, you damn right. You know, and that's a heavy thing right there. A heathen be like, well, they all about the equality stuff. Like, oh, well, you should let us in. That ain't right. That ain't fair. And I'm like, yeah, it is, man. Y'all had a hand in putting us in captivity. So it's only right we get the rule. It's only right that we put you in your place. You know?
Y'all had the chance to rule over. Y'all had the chance to put the laws and statutes and commandments on y'all about y'all jobs. Y'all refused to do that as well.
They ain't gonna do it. He already made a covenant with us. So they gonna always go with, some science or some idol worship or whatever little heathenistic stuff they want to come up with, because Yahweh ain't dealing with them like that. The Rakakadash is not on them like that. They're not the holy people. We're the holy people. Holy going to be separate. We're supposed to be separate from these other nations. And see, that's I noticed the heathen, they're jealous of us. They don't like that. I noticed the heathen always try to cling to Israel to get the benefits that we got. Good. I seen one almost had a ring, but we've opened up camp looking at it. I think that same Edomite too, wasn't it? Last camp, you know, she down there looking at us. No, because this is a spectacle to them. They're like, oh no. Them Hebrew Israelites is out. They saying that I'm the devil. Yeah, you is. They be saying that. You are the devil. Look at your history. You know, and it take a heavy spirit to call that out. Your average 2/3 Jake ain't gonna do that. They're scared of the heat. They like, man, you want to get your money up, you gotta kiss that ass. You know, the 2/3 kiss ass. See, the hope we let got a ruling class mentality. We want to rule, man. We don't want that. Okay, we'll divide this, divide that. We all be equal. No, man. Yeah, God, we're not in that spirit, man. No, man. We want the whole pie. Shit, you know? No, we want what was promised us, man. We want the kingdom, man. This day, Matthew chapter 6 spirit. I want that rod of iron, man. I'm gonna bust you upside your head. Y'all bend. And y'all need to be taught right. And you need to do right. You don't do right. So we praying for that power. How about y'all shout with that power? Because the kingdom comes rulership. Then there comes power. That way we can do everything in righteous order, in harmony, and everything can be set in its rightful place. Because if we come with that, everybody be equal spirit, then you gonna mess it up. Because the heathen can't do right. Because the Most High ain't dealing with the heathen like that. It's gonna take us to govern and get everything right. You gotta come, answer to us. We gotta stamp off and get that piece of land. We gotta pay taxes to us. You gotta come ask us permission to make sure your paperwork is right. You can go do this and have it is. We looking for rulership, man. We looking for the council gonna be nothing but Israelites. Set up the council. Like, okay, you want what? You want to go where? You gotta have an Israelite passport. You gotta talk to us, man. That's what we said. We looking to overthrow them Jewish imposters. Because they in rulership right now. Whenever you need to do something, you gotta go to them. The whole media is their narrative. You gotta pay taxes to them. They gotta stamp off and give you a passport. You gotta ask them for everything you need, man. We want that reverse. We want it where you gotta come to us for everything you need. Like we let you, we put that little coin and let you have a little bit.
That's part of the person to do it on 28. We have to go to the next for all our needs. That's pretty much the situation we're in. Until the Lord right side up. Where he said, they shall be they be the head, you shall be the tail.
God, we want to be the head again. We want to be back in the rulership mentality, which Yahweh promised that to us. To the hope we let. That's why we getting our act together now, because we want to see the table. We want to be joint heirs with Yahweh. Yahweh is about to rule the earth again. That's what's about to happen. Contrary to what these heathens are talking about, or they think all this, They always talk like everybody gonna die, the whole world gonna be destroyed. No, man. Earth gonna bow about forever. It's your rulership is gonna be destroyed.
That is 24. The earth is one generation past, and another coming after, and the earth survives forever.
God. You see,
We say the world is going to end. We talk about the world of Esau. Esau is the so-called white man. That's what's going to end.
why we say let's go get that. Why we there? But in fact, before we get there, I want to get this though. Before we get that, let's deal with that John 3:16, which is a major stumbling block. And that's the number one rallying cry Esau uses to try to make it seem like everybody can get salvation. Salvation for everybody, which is a blatant lie. They say they don't have the true interpretation of the Bible, pushing out the authority of it. Check it out. This is John 3:16. For Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And see, world, you gotta look up your word. That word world also goes into kingdoms. Also goes into kingdom. Because look, and this way they took out the apocrypha. Because you read that, peace of mind, we just read John 3:16, right? Yasharala. So people mind, now we're gonna go to second Esdras and the apocrypha that they took out. Tell this Bible, he done took books out the Bible. That's offensive. That's why he doesn't have his name written in the book of life. So you go to second Esdras. What I want to say, 2:9. We'll go to second Esdras 6:9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. Did you hear that? It said Jacob is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So when he said that in John 3:16, he was talking about the Pacific world. You got to be the world of Israel to even have a repentance, to even believe on the Son, Yahweh Shah. You got to be of the world of Jacob. Because the scripture right here said that for Esau is the end of the world. You know, so that shows, like I said, world going to kingdoms. What's that? Also, you can look up, it goes to the eons or eras. So that right there said Esau's era about to come to an end. His rulership coming to an end. And Jacob's the beginning of that followers, that the kingdom of heaven is coming next. We got next. And see, that brings comfort. That's why we're not at the job trying to move up the ladder, trying to, get our education and get PhDs and all that. We basically waiting on the kingdom. The stuff about to go anyway.
Back you up. You might have brought it out before you. This is Isaiah 45:17. It says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. It says, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, O world without end.
Woo, I didn't bring that out. They need to come out. They came at the right time, man. Wow, at the right time, man. Read that again, matter of fact.
It says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with the everlasting salvation. It says, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Woo, speak that world without end. So that's what that world right there, John 3:16 talking about. The Apostle John talking about. That world right there, the world of what? The world of Israel, the world of Jacob. That world is going to be everlasting. The kingdom is going to be perpetual. We're not going to go off again. If we don't go off, we stay what? Next to our power. Therefore, hey, like the scripture said right there, it's going to be a kingdom everlasting. Do not be ashamed. In that world, the world of Jacob,
World without no end.
without no end. Because it said Esau's world going to end. Esau's world coming to an end. You can see it with your eyes right now. If your eyes is blessed, Esau ended right now. Everything he got going down. That's why the devil's getting flustered. He's throwing everything. He's throwing Hail Marys right now. Straight Hail Marys, man. And then his opportunity, that's why, what's that? Revelation 13:16 about to come out. Because that's his way of trying to keep you in captivity, was fitting you with that device. You put that device in you, you have bowed down to him, and now you don't apply for salvation and repentance. You've already bowed down to Esau. You've chosen your master. And that's what the movie about to come with. That's why it's good to be a child of the light and be in the day and know who you are. Because if you don't have your ID, and you still in the dark thinking you black, African American, think you're supposed to be trying to make it in Babylon, when that event comes out, you're going to go right for it. You're going to go right for it because you don't know no better. That's why the scripture to say, but if I might pull that, I think I got it. It says they have not known him. Yep, I'm going to pull it right now. This is Isaiah 45:4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my elect, I have called thee by name. I have surnamed thee. Those that have not known me. That's how not knowing me, that applies to 2/3. Because they don't know Yahweh Shah because he didn't invite them to the wedding. He didn't invite them. Because like I say, Yahweh Shah is doing a magnificent work. He already wants the best of the best Israelites. He's not calling the whole nation back at this time. He only wants the ones that have wisdom. Because that's who he loves. So he's getting the wisest of his nation. That's the ones he's calling back to establish his kingdom with, man. He's not calling the Pookie and the Keishas. You know, you're not calling the ones that's twerking and they nigga, I'm riding around now getting it, nigga. I'm selling this work, cuz. Now he ain't calling them, man. They'll pollute the kingdom because their minds is too polluted. They're too defiled. He's only calling the ones that are renewing their mind, that are coming back into royalty, coming back to righteousness. That's who's gonna establish the kingdom with. That's why I said at the end, that's how not knowing me. Because it goes to Isaiah 1 and 3. The 2/3 don't know Yahweh about Yahweh. He ain't opening up to them to know. They will know once they come back through the hope we let. Then they'll know Yahweh Shah. Then they'll be clean. You know, but right now you're not dealing with them as a whole. Because what? The devil has defiled them. The devil has put his wicked philosophies in them and they're drunk on it. And they're drunk stupid on it. And just like a drunkard, they don't want to let that bottle go. They love what Esau got to provide out. You know? They stay at his bar drinking all his philosophy, throwing up, vomiting. You know? It ain't good. It ain't good wine. Esau's wine will make you sick. It will destroy you.
That's quick. Don't go through what the Akadar brought out. But even you know, Yahweh Shah, the King of Kings, Lord the Lord, it was already ordained that he would be, he was reigning over the kingdom of earth. So this is Luke chapter 1. Okay, this is Luke chapter 1 and 29. Okay, so like Luke chapter 1 and 30. And it says, in the angel, when the angel said unto her, fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with the Most High. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Yahweh Shai. And he shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord Yahweh Power shall give unto him the throne of his father David. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever. Of his kingdom there shall be no end. And that goes back to what the Akadar brought out, where it says, you know, the I brought out when we said a world without end. So that's basically going into the kingdom that we just that Yahweh Shah established. So this actually, you know, that, like I said, it actually goes into that. So Luke, paraphrase, it goes to that the kingdom.
I got one right here. This is Jerome Yasserala. Got a good precept. Gonna back up the ministry. This is 2 Ezra 5:27. And among other folks of the people, there has got to be one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest the laws that is proved of all. That shows Yahweh Shah loves who? He loves Israel. That's the people he chose. Because he gave the promise to Abraham, and the promise was fulfilled through who? It's fulfilled through Jacob, Israel. You know, he said your seed would be numerous as the sand. And we're the most numerous people. You count on all 12 tribes, we are the most numerous people over all the world. That's why Esau had to come with, what's that, Margaret Sanger? She had to come with that abortion, you know, trying to cut our numbers down, you know, trying to deal with us wisely like Pharaoh. But you got to think about it. She didn't come with that abortion, and they got overran a long time ago. They still getting overran, you know, because they can't get no births up, man. That's why they had to reverse it, because the curse reversed on them. They started becoming number one in abortion. So they had to do away with Roe versus Wade in order trying to get their numbers back up. Because Esau right now, hey, his seed is spoiled. He having problems having children. And then you look at Israel, hey, like Most High said, we're fruitful people, and we having children not even trying. You know, you put that Israelite seed to that Israelite woman, it's like, oh man, we got another one. Like, hey, what's that DJ Khaled when he make a hit? And another one. You know, hey, they coming out like, and then like I talked to my father My father told me back in his day, because my grandma got a lot of children. He said it was common for Israel to have at least 11 children. So I see why Esau's like, oh no, we got to do something. We got to, hey, make abortion legal. We got to cut their numbers down, man. These people here, hey, they like that's why the modern day Pharaoh is Esau. And he's looking like, God damn. And then look at the northern tribe, Issachar. And they got about 7, 8 children, man. And they popping them out.
Ain't no one ain't giving birth right now.
Yeah, they popping them out. Then you look at Keisha, she popping them out. And that's their birthright. That's their birthright that was given to us, man. And I noticed that birthright is killing the birthright that Esau was given. Because our birthright is to multiply, you know, to be numerous. And it's overtaking this devil. That's why Yahweh gave the devil the sword to kind of kick the numbers down. Because like we just pop them out, you know? And now, hey, that's about to be, we're gonna be able to carry that out in the kingdom without nobody stopping us. Because we got to bring the nation back. So it's going to be, we're going to really be able to carry out that law in the kingdom, be fruitful and multiply. We're going to have all the resources we need to keep our children. Unlike now, you know, it's not really expedient to have 4 or 5 children because it's hard to keep them here. We under so much oppression. You know, you can't really, because Esau doesn't like life. Esau is contrary to life. So he don't like birth. That's why they promote that alphabet agenda. Things of that nature, they promote death. Esau, everything he do, I know it goes back to death. Esau likes death. You know, Jacob is life because we're the righteous seed. So life is in us. It's natural. That's why everything we do is beneficial. It promotes life. Our main trade is agriculture. You know, dressing the garden, which goes in, you know, plant seeds. We all about life. He's all about death. That's why Yahushua said that he's going to conquer death. You know, when he come back and take this devil out of power. And then, hey, then it's going to be life abundantly. Everything, the animals going to be able to get to do what they need to do. You know, the water's going to be fresh for us. The air going to be fresh. The food going to be fresh. Everybody going to have their proper nutrients. And that's what we yearn for that. You know, the righteous, the hope that we yearn for that kingdom. That's why we don't give a damn what the devil got to say. And we despise the heathens. We like King David. You know, we hate them that are enemies of Yahweh Shai. That's the heathen represent.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 21. It says, thy people also shall be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branches of my planting, the work of my hand, that I may be glorified. And little ones shall become 1,000.
Isaiah 33:3. Call out to me, I will teach you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. Praise Jesus.
No, praise the outside. It's only for Israel. You're not an Israelite, you can't get salvation. Never say you interrupted the lesson. The devil don't know decent order or courtesy, man. That's why, hey, Lord willing, he wipe out all these damn devils.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to read that again, man. This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 21. And it said, thy people also shall be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branches of my planting, the work of my hand, that I may be glorified. And little one shall become 1,000, and a small one, and it said a small one, got to go back to my book, man. It said a small one shall become a nation, and I the Lord would hasten in his time.
Yeah. See that? That's back to what I said earlier, man. We're gonna be fruitful, we're gonna multiply again. There's gonna be a lot of love making in the kingdom. We gotta burn back all the two-thirds and get destroyed. And the reason they're gonna destroy the two-thirds is because they don't want to come back to Yahweh Shah. They've been defiled. They have controversy. It's the same soul. They had a problem with Yahweh. He was back preaching repentance and come back to the kingdom. They like, oh no, I don't like what he's saying. I want her smooth thing. I don't want to keep the law. I like my port. That's our people right there. Stiff-necked, hard-headed, don't want to do right. And then they so ignorant, you gave up your Messiah. Damn fools. I said 2/3 of fools. Like, here your Messiah is. Here it is. We probably could have got out at that time, but they rejected it. That shows you how bad of the fire they was by the Greeks and the Romans. They like, man, I don't like that. I don't want to hear that. I like eating my catfish. They don't like, I noticed they in the spirit of Esau. The 2/3, they in the spirit of rebellion. They don't like order. They want to do wickedness. Wickedness is good to them. Yeah. God, spiritual.
Quick one, going into that. This is Romans 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where the Lord was crucified. And just like the brother said earlier, this place is just like Sodom and Egypt, man. It's about death. Sodom, hey, it's a death culture. If you over here going up a man's rectum right now, that's not going to produce life. Hey, Egypt, man, it was bondage, slavery, hardcore. Where you die, your lifespan wasn't that much because you over here in hardcore slavery. It said their dead bodies should lie in the street. That's spiritually now, right now, and back then, because they didn't want to give up, they didn't want to believe in the Lord. Hey, if you don't believe in the Lord and the true sayings of the Bible, hey man, you dead. You spiritually dead. Just like the scriptures going into. You got it.
Yeah.
I think it's in Proverbs where it says, "He that wandered out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead."
God, that's perfect right there. And that's how people like to wonder, man. Like even when Moses leading them up out of Egypt, they like, oh, I don't like that. I want to go back to Egypt. It was better then. Like what? I said that's where like a lot of our people, they get some old born slaves, man. They just want to be in slavery. They want to be told what to do. They don't want to do right. They stiff necks. I'm like, here it is. You done seen the power. You get led in captivity, and then you want to go back to captivity. How dumb can you be? And now you see that to this day, man. I know certain hood jacks are like, I'm gonna go back to jail, man. These be back, they get accustomed to being in captivity. You like, man, I'm gonna go back to jail. They commit crimes and go right back, and then feel comfortable.
They say it's true. They be like, "That's all I know." That's all I know.
And then that's so retarded, man. That's what Yahweh ain't dealing with the foolish, man. Decided. You know, it's a refining process. Then, like another point to make, he leading them through the wilderness, you know, to get to the promised land. They are, I'm tired of walking. Oh, I ain't got nothing to eat. Oh, did you know where he going? They always did. He going up to, what mountain was that? To get the 10 Commandments. Sinai. Yeah. Moses going Mount Sinai to get 10 Commandments. You know, he done led them out of captivity. You know, they done seen the power of Yahweh. Moses showed them the power of Yahweh. They seen it with their own eyes. He going up to the mountain to get 10 Commandments. He come back down. Jake done made a golden calf with the gold and up here worshiping something that they created. How dumb can you be? How you gonna worship the shit you made? And that's why, hey, then the mother, he slammed down the tablet. Cause I did it to him like, goddamn people. And you seen the power.
He's going on the mountains. Impatient Jake for you right there.
God, like I can't imagine to say mindset. That's why I'm so happy. We should feel blessed that Yahweh gave us a mindset to be obedient and to get back to the truth. 2/3, they dumb as hell, man. Dumb as hell. You know, like, man, you up here worshiping something you created. That's like me making a drawing. Oh, this is my God right here. After I seen the power of my God, I done seen the party. I done seen flags. I done seen a kingdom that was so powerful, people thought it would never be knocked off, get knocked off. But yeah, here I'm gonna make a drawing. I'm gonna say that's my God. I ain't gonna worship the power I just seen.
Got
like
salvation right in front of you. Choose death.
Man, and I don't get that. And I don't want to get that either. I don't want to have that understanding. I want to have to understand or be obedient and follow Yahweh Shah. You know, because I want life and I want rulership. Them fools is dumb. And they got to come back. That's why they need a reset, like I said earlier. They dead bodies need to lie on the street. So they need to come back to where they can be right. Y'all good.
Thank you. This is Romans chapter 1 and 25, and it says, "Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen."
Good back, and that's what it said. They always want to worship the creature. That's what they always want to do. Or worship some object. You know, I got the statue of Buddha, my gold ring, my necklace. I got the brick of powder. You know, that's gonna get me paid. You know, I worship my hustle. You know what I'm saying? My hustle feed me. God ain't gonna feed me. I done heard that so many times. Like Jake is always, and then like for instance, that one dude we had up here, the little bug out, Hotel Command. He want to worship the sun.
Yeah.
He want to worship the creation, but not the creator. Jake always want to do that. Why not worship the creator that made that? That would to me make the most sense. Not the creation. Shit.
Yeah, he had an excuse to don't say, does the scripture say we are the children of the sun? That's why we worship the sun. Like, come on. They ain't got nothing to do That scripture ain't got nothing to do with that. But yeah, that's Jake for you though.
They can't understand. He ain't got the mission to the kingdom of heaven. He ain't got wisdom.
We are the children of light. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Right.
And so wisdom is too high for a fool.
Right.
Yeah, but see, I ain't dealing with fools, man. He's only dealing with the wise. That's why he spoke in parables, which go into riddles, and only the ones with wisdom can figure it out and know what he's talking about. He talk clear over fool's head. That's how Yahweh shall do. He only one, like I said, man, he's doing this thing perfectly. He's only getting the wise. Yahweh said y'all want the intelligence of his nation to establish the kingdom with.
That's why he told his disciples, it's up to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. To them, it's not given.
Now, give it, man. Now, he'll deal with the nation as a whole when we establish the kingdom of heaven. Because then, like, we're going to put our whole righteous vibration out. So the 2/3 going to have no choice but to be right. Because everything going to be, we're going to be beating down anybody doing wrong. Anything that's wrong, we're going to put right. Because we're going to get rulership. Therefore, then the 2/3 get it right. Because all they can do is follow who's in power. I know the 2/3 only follow who's in power. Right now, Esau in power, they follow Esau. When Egypt was in power, they followed the Hamites, the Africans. Whoever's in power, that's who they follow. So in the kingdom of heaven, when we in power, they're going to follow us. Then they'll get it right. Right now, they can't get it right. They're just natural born followers. And that's just the lot they was given. So we got to be thankful that he gave us a lot where we can decipher things. We can see through things. We're not just like blindly following the devil. That's like they go into Isaiah 1 and 3. We know our master. You know, we know our shepherd. It's not Esau. It's Yahweh Bashmiah Rashad. That's the voice we heard. That's the voice we follow. Like you said, I think in the last camp, one of y'all said that it's like a wolf. Yeah, it's like a wolf trying to call over, like, come here. Or somebody trying to call a dog that ain't the owner. We all like, nah, I ain't about to go to you. You know, I don't know you. Nah, you ain't my master. You know, so that right there proves that he put that faith in us, and he put that Rahakadas on us to know who our master is. And now we found our way back home, scriptures, and now we're following Yahweh Shah through the spirit. It's kind of like when you think about Moses leading our ancestors out of Egypt. Right now, Yahweh Shah is leading us up out of the valley of darkness through these scriptures, through this light of the scriptures, man, the living waters. We following that, the straight gate, and it's keeping us safe, man. You like King David said, I heard not from thy precepts, therefore, you know, I don't stumble. Luke's paraphrase, I might go get that. But before I go get that, I'll bring this out right here. We're talking about these dudes scattering the sheep, making Israel go off. This is Jeremiah 23 and 2. Therefore, thus said the Lord of Israel, Lord Yahweh of Israel, against the past that feed my people, they have scattered my flock and driven them away. They have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, said the Lord, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them. It will bring them again into their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. That goes to Isaiah you read earlier right there. You know, so he's going to bring the remnant. The remnant goes into the hopeful elect. You know, that's who he's dealing with. That's the flock right there. Because what? We follow the good shepherd. Who's the good shepherd? Yahweh Shah. You know, and he's gathered us out of all the countries. The chariots going to come down and gather us out of all the countries we've been driven with. We'll go up in them chariots, get our new bodies, come back down, and we're going to rule after that. You know, that's why he said I should bring them again into their fold. He's going to bring us back down here, then we're going to get the kingdom of heaven established. And then he said what? They shall be fruitful and increase. Then the whole kingdom's going to be born back. They're going to be born back into a righteous kingdom where everything is set in place. If you're going to look at your calendar, and it's going to have the feast days popping up. You're going to know the new moon's coming up. It's going to be announced on the TV. You know, whatever type of TV, hologram, whatever we got, we're going to use. But it's going to be announced. You ain't got to look through and search when the new moon is. When the feast days, you're going to know it. It's going to be the calendar, man. Everybody going to be doing our feast days. You know, the whole world. You know, everything is like you going to go to stores. Clothes going to be with the right fabrics. Fringes is on them. You know, you ain't got to worry about is this unclean food or clean food? The market's going to all have clean food on them. Everything is going to be in the righteous order, man. And Israel's going to rule. That's going to be a thing to see. Who I want to see that, Yahshua? I want to see the kingdom of heaven very bad. That's why we do the work. Because that is going to be a sight to see. See righteousness ruled out. See our women in their dresses, you know, hair wraps in righteous order. You know, children ain't got to worry about the children getting, you know, snatched up into a sex trade or nothing like that. You know? Or your children. So
playing in the street.
God. You You know, you ain't got to worry about, like I said, your women is gonna be in order. You know, everything is gonna be Israel. A righteous vibration is gonna be out. Everything is gonna be in this righteous order. You know, you ain't got to worry about punching in on the devil's clock. You're gonna get to enjoy your children in. You know, get out, do this, do that. You ain't gotta go to the devil like I gotta get a passport to go to this country. I gotta get a passport to go to that. Man, you gonna hop in your chair and go where you wanna go. You know, so we are better begging how about yourself for repentance. We're petitioning him to get back into rulership, get back to our power. We want that righteous kingdom. So we doing what we supposed to do. We have the faith and we doing the works that we can get that. And that's what you should do. That's what you was given life for, was to find your way back home. Like the prophetic son. Find your way back home, man. Y'all but your child out. He got a reward for you. You know? We man, this captivity got you scattered. That's what I just read, man. Everything here is contributing to your death, make you fall, and it's to keep you in a fallen state. Esau rules with us being fallen, with us not knowing about Yahweh Shah. That's why they made sure we was a nation no more. According to Psalm 83. They scattered us, and then they make sure we do sin. That's why here in America, Babylon the Great, pork, crab legs, and shrimp is the top delicacy. Take a chick to a seafood restaurant, and she gonna tell her homegirl, you the man. Girl, I was eating shrimp and lobster, girl. We fancy. And then like Jake, always eating ham, chitlins, which is a very, very abominable food to me. Like, goddamn, like it smells nasty. I used to try not to eat no chitlins. They eat chitlins, pig feet, bacon, pork chops. You got a lot of Jakes say they ain't giving up no pork. I ain't giving pork up. They'll go to hell. You know, which, you know, figure speaking is they'll rather eat a missile than not eat pork. I'm like, wow, y'all something else, Jake. Y'all something else. 2/3 of something else. I'll eat my pork. I like the long hair dreadlock. I heard Jake tell me I ain't cutting my hair. I ain't cutting my hair. He told me that too. Jake told her that I ain't cutting my hair. I don't give a damn what that word say. But he ain't got a ministry though, preaching in the pulpit, telling you he ain't gonna cut his hair.
I got to quick stuff that's going into the kingdom. What the kingdom's gonna be like. This is Zechariah chapter 8 and verse 3. And he says, thus says the Lord, Yahweh Shah, I will return unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus says the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with the staff of in his hand for very age. And it says, in the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Okay, and that's what the author was going into earlier when he said that we ain't got to worry about our kids being, human trafficking and all so forth. And that's what the kingdom is gonna look like. We can actually go chill in the house and knowing that our kids are gonna be outside safe playing in the street. Okay, and that's pretty much that's pretty much it right there, man. Because so that's what the kingdom is gonna look like, as the scripture says, man. We're gonna have that clean water. We ain't gotta worry about jumping in water and where you mess around and come out with a disease and stuff like this because all those chemicals and all these other bullshit that he thought affect the whole earth with. So forth. I want to back up on that part right there.
I got a precept right here. This is another one too, because it's gonna say one thing and then it's gonna break it down itself in the next verse. Check this out, y'all. Try this. Acts 2:21. And it shall come to pass that whomsoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. The poor child pastor Esau read that and said, I am saying that whomsoever shall call on the name, I can call on the name. Oh, it said right there. Here go verse 22. Yea, men of Israel. You hear that? Israel. Hear these words. Yahweh of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahweh among you by miracles, wonders, and signs, which Yahweh did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Him being delivered by determined counsel and foreknowledge of Yahweh, ye have taken, and by wicked hands have crucified and slain. So in one verse it said, whomsoever shall call on the name, then he got specific in verse 22 and said, yea, men of Israel. So they're talking about the nation Israel because if a woman is born from the seed of Israel, she's what? is an Israelite. So that's only talking about Israelites. We don't want the ones who call on the name of the Lord to be saved. Your pedigree got to go back to Israel to even be established for repentance. Because these nations he ain't not dealt with so they can't nitpick and use something like that. See, a wacky-tacky two-third, a wacky-tacky Christian, they'll hear the Acts 2 and 21, and then, like, Esau run with that. And they won't even read in the book. They don't read. They just sit up in the pulpit. Oh, yeah, pastor. So, yeah, in Jesus' name. Yeah, that's right. Right on. I feel the spirit. Then you play a little band music, they dance. I got the Holy Ghost. And then give him about $5,000 when he finds the little offering plate around. You know? And that's your so-called African American church here in Babylon the Great. Your so-called black church. That's how they operate. That's why I could never stand it when I went to church when I was younger. I used to clash with my great grandmother all the time. She made me go to church all the time, and I'd be like, Grandma, I don't like pastors. They're not talking about nothing. I'm gonna go to sleep soon as we go in church. I'm gonna find a spot, I'm gonna nod off because he ain't talking about nothing. And she'll find me and whoop my ass every time. And they bring me up. There's demons in this boy. You know? He just don't want to catch the Holy Ghost. He go to sleep in church. I can't tell every time they done did that. And I used to be, I'm like, man, Grandma, he's not talking about nothing. And lo and behold, I got grown and I was right, man. Them dudes wicked. And they little monkey suits. You know? They in there preaching Esau's doctrine. Now, how he had the Rakadash on him, and he's coming out with true interpretation. I've been all ears. Because that's what I was wanting to hear. Because I knew something wasn't right. I'm like, man, something ain't right. You know, I don't like people in the church. You know, now it's hard. You can't get me to go in no church. That's congregation dead. I don't want to be around them. Those are fools in there. If you're in a Pleasant Christianity church, your buddy, you a fool. You know? Then you paying money, you paying for lies. I feel like that's like paying for the eat some feces. You know? Who does that?
They wonder why people actually have the audacity to go inside the church and rob a church or go in the church and kill people. Church and others. I'm not with where the
Blocking, train coming through. All right, I got one right here. This is Isaiah 11 and 12. It shall set up an ensign for the nation. It shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the first of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The four corners go to the four directions, north, south, east, and west. And he said it's going to gather a what? The outcasts of Israel. He ain't gathering everybody. His word is not to gather everybody. It's only to gather the hope we lack. All the hope we lack go back to the nation of Israel. 12 tribes.
I was shopping this talking to the Asian woman. This is right after John 3:16. This is John 4:21. And Yahweh Shai said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mount nor yet in Jerusalem worship the Father. It says, yet worship. Worship. Ye know not what. We know what we worship. Salvation is for the Jew.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I was supposed to bring that up, but I think I forgot about it. And that's another cut on there, man. Salvation for the Jews. Look at that. When you say salvation for the Jews, they go back to all of Israel right there. Because who's the head tribe of Israel? Judah. The salvation is for only Israel. You know, starting with Judah and 12 tribes on down. That's why the Most High said that. You know, that's how Shah said that right there. That's another cut. We done gave cut. Planted Christianity this whole lesson right here. Show you that the word is only for Israel. Only Israel gonna get salvation through Yahweh Shah. Now the heathen gonna get preserved, but they're only gonna be preserved to go into slavery, bondage. They're going to serve us. There's the heathen, you know, the peasant. That's the peasant class. We are the ruling class. And only like what's that? The elite of the heathen's gonna be preserved. Your everyday heathen about to be destroyed in this third one to fall out. No? And we're gonna deal with them wise. We're gonna make sure they reproduction is on point and they don't get so numerous, and they gonna get rules applied on them. Strict rules gonna be on them. It's gonna be a bigger rulership. Like Apostle Paul said, there's a lot of ass kicking in the kingdom. No, we're gonna make sure these heathens is in line. With them running amok, look at the world now. Without Israel ruling right now, look at the world now. So we're supposed to be ruling. We're supposed to be in rulership. And that's what Yahweh is about to become established through his father, Yahweh. Because that is the gospel. That's the good news. So now we're in a place of patience. We're patiently waiting on the kingdom of heaven to be established. So in the meantime, what we're supposed to do? Renew our mind, meditate on this word, and wait on the kingdom to be established. Be circumspect. Watch out. Esau is walking through, look at who's being devoured. So stay circumspect. He said, what's that? Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So we gotta be wise out here, man. We gotta look out for the snares of trap Esau been laying out. But the devil, he knows he's done. So he's about to come down with great wrath. And that great wrath is gonna look to knock off all of Israel. Because they know that Yahweh shall love us. Is it the 2/3 don't know that Yahweh shall love us? That whole elect, we know that. So we're repaying that same love back by doing what? By keeping his commandments. That's how you show love to Yahweh Shah. That's true love right there. And to teach his word. So that's what we're doing. And Lord willing that he keep us in the spirit to endure so that we can get the kingdom of heaven and get on that chariot. Go. So that being said, man, you got any more precepts? Yeah, you probably close out. You probably close out.
I'm gonna start in verse. This is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 9. Basically, it's verse 20. The point is in verse 13. But I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "And it came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 plagues, and he talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will shew thee the bride and the lamb's wife." And who's the bride? That's Yahshua. Okay? And the lamb's wife, that's Yahweh Shah. I mean, the lamb, that's Yahweh Shah. Okay? He said, verse 10, he said, He carried me away in the spirit of the great high mountain and shewed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from the Most High, having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone, most precious even like jasper stone, clear as crystal. And he said, it said, it had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. At the gate, 12 angels, names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes and the children of Israel. On the east gate, it said, on the east, 3 gates, on the north, 3 gates, on the south, 3 gates, and on the west, 3 gates. And it says, in the walls of the city have 12 foundations, and the Lamb, the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
12 gates. You know what you make a gate for? You make a gate to keep people out. You know, like the doorman. That's Yahweh Shai. He's the door. You know, so you gonna open up the gate. The first your name gotta be in the book of life. You gotta be on the guest list. You know, you ain't on the list. You ain't. You gotta be part of it. I never knew. You know,
The VIP list.
exactly. That's the whole elect. That is the VIP right there. So I'm probably end up. You got most of them. I'm probably end up. I'm gonna end up with this right here. We're gonna end up with this right here. This Obadiah 1 and 15. I'm read down to 18. But the day of the Lord is near for all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return unto thy own head. But ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as they had not been. But upon my Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau a stubble. And they shall kindle with them and devour them, and there shall not be any revenge in the house of Esau, but the Lord has spoken it. Read that. So there's not going to be any more Edomites remaining. So ain't no damn Edomite going to be saved, man. She be looking saved, no damn Edomite. They're finished, man. At 1,000 years, they're going to be done with. So you should be right now like, fuck Esau. You know?
word of the Lord will not come back unto him void.
And Esau's gonna be done. He's the son of perdition. That's the people who hell is made for. That's the people that Yahweh should not hate. Should not be joined with nobody that the Lord hates. He hates that nation. So you better avoid them like your life depends on it. Because really it does. You know? Like I said right there, he said we should possess their possessions. Everything these heathens got gonna come right back to us, man. He said it should be delivered on Mount Zion. Mount Zion goes back to Israel, not nobody else.
That should be in the case where they weren't in. Like right now they on top. But in the kingdom, they in the case, their case gonna be lower. So and they ain't never been like that because since the other nations been ruling over us since we went off all the way in the Old Testament. Man. So hey,
That reminds me what the Elder Apostle Barr said, man. He said that Esau heaven is us being in hell, and our heaven is Esau being in hell. I mean, there's no thing like that.
He said it's not be any remaining in the house of Esau. I've been told, we got told that they'll come back. But they'll come back, but why they'll be done away with. So why the hell would you want to get salvation for an Edomite? And thinking to save an Edomite. They're not to be saved, man. They're the devil. And they about to get their judgment very soon. So they got any more thing else? Hey, with that being said, hey, want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem,
Yeah, Baba.
Detail Baba Bob, Kwam Yasharala. Keep that faith, Yasharala. Shalom.
Yeah.